switch topics real quick. Let's jump into the NFL a little bit. Quarterback, Netflix show coming back this year, and it features Joe Burrow, Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins yet again. It debuts today on Netflix. Are we excited that we were represented last year? Amon-Ra St. Brown was represented on receivers. One of the first time you're starting to see your Detroit superstars in primetime event, primetime series or television. Is anybody excited about this, or is this season?
It's just something to watch.
Okay.
I'll put it on. I've heard. I think you can watch the whole thing already, and I know a few people that have watched quite a number of them already, maybe all of them. There are some good scenes in it. There's one where Kirk Cousins, basically they ask him about Atlanta, and he's like, listen, they didn't tell me they were going to draft Penix. Had they told me they were going to draft a quarterback, I would have stayed in Minnesota. I didn't have to leave Minnesota. So that's just one thing. And
is that true though?
I didn't hear the whole thing.
I'm asking you.
I didn't hear the whole thing. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I'm not going to Atlanta if they're going to draft a rookie quarterback.
So you think he stays in Minnesota?
Yeah, I'm at my peak right now if I'm Kirk Cousins.
So my question is, why leave in the first place? Like, what did he?
Money.
Okay, that's a stupid question.
They overpaid him.
I reserve the right to ask a stupid question.
They overpaid him.
Thank you, man.
They overpaid him. And there's
stupid
Coles.
questions get easy answers.
Hey, there's Coles in Atlanta. He can go to Coles. They got him in Atlanta as well. So it don't matter.
Store.
But, yeah, I can't wait to see that. I like Kirk Cousins.
Okay.
And I'm going to enjoy that. Joe Burrow is going to be fun because last year he could have been the MVP.
Should have been the MVP.
And he just got railroaded by that team. They could not stop a nosebleed. That's how bad that defense was. The O-line was horrible. Do you know they had the least amount of blitzes against Cincinnati, yet he was sacked the most?
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
Because the offensive line has been trash since before he got there, while he was there, and even now. Like, one of the things that will go down in my mental history as it relates to Joe Burrow, that offensive line that he made it to the Super Bowl and realistically was an inch away due to great pass rush, a little bit of a hole, great pass rush. He was 1 inch away from potentially
winning the Super Bowl.
The worst offensive line I've ever seen play in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Outside of last year's Chiefs.
And then you got Jared Goff, and it's going to be fun to go inside that Lions. Yeah, thank you, Sheila. It's going to be fun. I saw a clip of Dan Campbell looking at the offense in the meetings and saying, he had the F word probably 10 times.
Good.
Look, we're going to do this. It's up to you guys. It's all on your shoulders. I need this out of you. We're going to play 4 downs. I don't care if it's 4th and 5, 10, 15, maybe 4th and 20. We're going to go. I'm telling you right now, and we're going to get it, man. And he was on him. And the only thing that circumvented him that year, obviously, was the injuries. And what happened at the end of the year, it all came tumbling down. We all know that. So I am kind of looking forward to watching this particular quarterback show, and I'll start it when I go home tonight.
I was going to say, I may take a look at it. I typically don't watch these shows. I watch receivers, but I only watch Amon-Ra St. Brown just to have something to talk about when I came on here. I'm interested to talk about because of how last season was. And we saw there's complete access when they do these quarterback shows, the receiver shows. They have complete access to the Lions, to Jared Goff, his life. I just want to see the moments. There were a lot of moments that happened last year. Let's not forget this team went 15-2. Let's not forget the trajectory that Jared Goff was on. Hell, at one point his name was in the MVP race. I want to see what that looks like. We know there was some tumultuous losses in there, most notably the last one. I want to see what that looks like from a cinematic view. Kind of excited about that. Also, I want to see how effed up is Cincinnati. Because you know they're going to give us some stuff in Cincinnati, who's still trying to pay one of the best defensive ends in the league. Excited to see those two angles.
And for me, with all the people in the chat that get so mad at SOL, I got to be honest with you. The majority of you I see as SOL mindset fans. People wondering if they're going to win 10 or 11 games this year. They have a better roster than they've had ever underneath Dan Campbell. I look at this team and I watch them go into games that should be even matches, maybe even be an underdog, and their will is what wins the game for them. This team has a moxie that you just don't see outside of maybe 2, 3, 4 other franchises at most. So the sky is falling, fans out there. This is their window. They got to jump on it. Like, I just don't understand what you're looking at beyond this year's roster. This year's roster, A, is good enough to win 14, 15 games again, good enough to go to the NFC Championship and win it. But maybe you're not looking at the 2026 books and the 2027 books. This team is here to stay. So the line, I think it's 11.5. I've seen it even at 10.5. You are an SOL fan if you're not taking the over, period.
Absolutely.
For the fourth or fifth or sixth time today, I agree with Anson. You know, you look what the Detroit Lions team is. One of the things that we talk about is this team has gotten better. This team is now the team in the NFC. Well, second team. Respectfully, Eagles have the Super Bowl, so we'll give it to them. But this is the team. This is the team that finished first in the NFC. This is the team that NFC 2 years ago. If you believe that, then you got to believe that they're the team, which means when you see teams like Patrick Mahomes, and when you see Lamar Jackson, or when you see these teams, they're just as good. That's what you got to remind yourself.
This is a steal. 11 wins is their minimum.
I'm
telling you guys, that's 4 less wins than last year. I don't see it. 11 is the minimum for wins on this team.
I got 12 wins.
Yeah.
I 13 wins as a high. I got 11 as a low.
I can go with 12, 13, easy.
13, so that averaging me out to 12. I think 13 is a high for this season coming up.
Yeah.
There are going to be some tough games. It is the NFL. Nobody was undefeated. 13-4 is a high. I think 11-6 would be a low, but that would have to just be.
And Neil brought up the other day, they're going to lose 2 in a row for the first time in 2 years. I don't know about that. Because it's been 2 years.
Right.
So I got mildly, I don't want to say breaking, but it's definitely insider information. Shout out to my boy JB. I saw
JB today, man.
I brought JB.
Yeah,
no, this is a different JB. This is my JB.
My product.
Anyway, JB works with a guy, and I mentioned this maybe a month ago. This company works for the other 3 teams in the NFC North, and they were charged with finding the new coach for the Bears. I told you that they originally came with Ben Johnson, the Bears passed, and then they circled back. So this is coming from the same source. Scientific studies on Marcus Davenport that shows that he is not injury prone, but just has had really bad luck. I don't know exactly what that means, but he's doubled down in saying that there is some information that says.
How do we prove that?
Great question. That Zadarius Smith actually upset Dan Campbell last year. So that might not be a done deal. He might not be coming back, and that could be the absolute reason why it is taking so long, which it may still happen. But the fact that we've heard nothing aside from him at like American Music Awards as he's dressed like his girlfriend, shout out, Z, we do love you, and we'd love to have you back, but it might not be in the books, guys, and they really might just be focusing on Marcus Davenport, and that they feel he can stay healthy for an entire year. I mean, we've seen some guys, whether it's in baseball or football, guys that were counted out as injury prone that came back and had full productive seasons.
Oh, I got one for you right now. Frank Gore blew his knee out
There you go.
How many times?
Twice at
right.
the University of Miami. Like, if Frank Gore didn't blow his knee out the second time, there will be no Willis McGahee, at least as we know him.
Real
Fast
talk.
forward, do you know where Frank Gore is currently listed as it relates to all-time rushing yard?
3rd.
And, oh, by the way, he blew his knee out twice in the NFL. Ladies and gentlemen, he's second.
He's
That's
second?
wild.
Right on.
He's second all time.
I thought he was
So to
third.
your
Yeah, right
point-
on.
you said
No,
what?
I'm not saying you're wrong. Yeah, I knew he was
Or
top
maybe
3.
third. Maybe
No,
third.
I knew he was
he
top.
said-
No,
I think he said-
There was
I
like
was just saying, yeah, he's top 3 for sure.
5 straight years where we wrote him off in fantasy.
And here's
by
here's
week
another
2, he's
980,
on your roster.
Here's another 1,200.
That's
here's
right.
another 1,100. Here's another 10. I played on the same team with him in 2011, and at that time, Frank was the name was there, but what?
Yeah, he's third,
Just
16,000. Yep.
Third.
Yep.
Just consistent.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he has to be third because Walter Payton is
Yes.
second.
Yeah, I was pulling for his son. I was really pulling for his son to make it. He was a rookie last year. I think with Buffalo, I don't believe he made it anywhere.
I want to say
Yeah,
Buffalo.
Mr. Junior. Yeah, from Florida. Yeah.
You were talking about rosters, and you were talking about the Chicago Bears. You were talking about they got me thinking about rosters. It got me thinking about off-season moves. CBS Sports, Josh Edwards came out with. Don't put it up yet, Pete.
You got it, buddy.
He came out with who has won the offseason so far to him. 4 of these teams, they may not bother you, but they may bother me. Let's take a quick commercial break.